Hi, this is Michael Orrell from MobileBurn.com, and this is the Motorola Droid X2 for Verizon Wireless. It features a dual-core processor, a quarter HD resolution touchscreen display, and it's available now for $199.99 on a 2-year contract. So here's the Droid X2 in the box. Let's take it out and check out see what's in it. Before I do that though, I'm going to power it up. Button here on the top. There it goes. You can see it says dual core right there. And I've got a standard Motorola charger here, just like we've seen Motorola for a long time. Connects to this USB cable. Micro USB on one end, full USB on the other. And other than that, all we've got are user manuals, consumer information, warranty information, things like that. So here's the phone. I'll activate it with the lock button up top. Unlock it. First thing you see is the 4.3-inch display. It's a quarter HD device, so that's 540 by 960. That's a quarter of 720p HD. Take a look at the front here. We've got hardware keys for menu, home, back, and search. Microphone pinhole here, speaker up top. Almost exactly the same design as the original Droid X for Verizon Wireless. You see we've got micro USB and HDMI ports and a lanyard fixing point here. 3.5mm headphone jack, secondary microphone for noise cancellation, and the power lock standby button. The one change you notice, while we still have the volume control here on the right hand edge, we're missing the camera shutter button that the original Droid X had. The camera itself is an 8 megapixel unit with a dual LED flash. It can record HD video, 720p. Rear battery cover and the rear battery, which is 1540 milliamp hour in capacity, is the same. Verizon and Motorola claim that that's good for 8 hours of talk time or for up to 9 days of standby time. You can slide the cover down here, expose the battery. You see there's an 8 gigabyte micro SD memory card in there, and there's already 8 gig of internal storage in the device, so you got 16 right off the bat, but you can put as large as 32 in here to get up to 40 total. In spite of the fact that the Droid X2 is newer and has a little bit more capability in terms of like a dual core processor and a higher resolution display, it's actually 5 grams lighter than the Droid X was. This is 150 grams by my scale, and it measures about 10.5 millimeters in thickness, which is more than the 9.9 that Motorola claims for it. So here's the main home screen for the device. You can see we've got 7 home screen panels down here. You can see little tick marks down at the bottom. Notice we're on a Wi-Fi connection right up there. It supports 802.11b, and N Wi-Fi connections, as well as the EVDO Rev A data on Verizon Wireless's network. No support for LTE in this device though. One of the cool things that I really liked about the MotoBlur system that we saw on some of the earlier devices like the Droid X is that it has resizable home screen widgets, which I really love. There's also Motorola's profile system, which is very much like HTC's scenes for switching quickly between different home screen configurations. In addition to the Wi-Fi connectivity that I already mentioned, there's also tethering and hotspot support, and of course Bluetooth as well, and there's support for DLNA compatible devices. So if you have a DLNA compatible television, you can share video directly from your Droid X2 to that television or something similar like that. I'm going to show you again some more of the Motorola widgets that are included on the device. Let's take a look at say the bookmark widget. This is pretty cool because unlike other bookmark widgets that I've seen, you get to select which of the bookmarks show up. So notice MSN, MySpace aren't going to be there. And then I'll hit done. And here we are. You can see the initial bookmarks coming up. Now, just like the other widgets, I can resize. It's very flexible in how I can resize, and you'll see that it goes red when I get to a size that it doesn't support. So basically anything from here on is viable, including a full screen widget. I just hit the back arrow when I'm done. If I want to get rid of the widget, long press on it and drag it up to the trash can and it's gone. Let's take a look at what else we've got here. Calendar, contact quick tasks, I'll show you that a little bit later. Gallery, let's take a look at the weather widget here. You can add cities. Let's do New York. New York, New York. And say we're done. Again, it's saying Marco. I'm on Marco Island right now. Resize it as I wish to a supported format. You even get a preview of it ahead of time. That's a little too wide. Let's move that over one. There it is. Let's see, we've got some shortcuts for phone, camera, messaging, and the main menu down here, this new looking icon. This is the main menu itself. See, there's also a little bit of organization. You can't create folders on here or anything like that, but you can get to just downloaded apps or recent apps, which is still useful. Here's a quick look at the Contacts application. You can see there's an index tab along the right hand edge. You have access to favorites. You can see most likely down here, it's automatically chosen. And there's also the dialer and call log as well. If I go back into Contacts and bring up, actually I go into favorites, you can see the buttons there for automatically calling, and I can tap here and you can see information on the contact itself. So here you can see we've received a text message, and yes, the device does still say Droid every time a message comes in. So here's our conversation. You can see the recipient's photo up there. The text of the messages, nice color coded, really good looking. We've got a couple different text input options. This one is swipe. And then you also put on the default Motorola multi-touch keyboard. This one vibrates by default. And send off the message. Go into the full inbox here. You can see a lot of messages, and these are not my messages. Somebody else must have had the old number signed up for some sort of social things in the past, because there's all sorts of garbage on here. You can of course go into landscape mode. You still have access to text input options that way as well.